Hey guys, it's P. Gamboa here. Today I wanted to do a video on probably one of the biggest requests and PMs that I get on the forum when it comes to towing mirrors, and that's the RZY harness, or the jumper harness, part number 23387134. This is the wiring harness or jumper harness that's required for all 2014 trucks and some early 2015 trucks. And basically this jumper harness is needed so that you can complete the circuits from your door panel harness, shown here, from the door panel harness over to the body side connector of the X500 connector. So just for some references, what I've got here is the driver side door harness. This is the door harness that I make custom for all the members here on the forum. This connector here is the X500. It connects in the door hinge. There's your rubber boot. It connects in the door hinge of your truck, and it connects to this guy here that makes its way inside to the cabin. And so the same thing goes for the right side. This guy here is the X61 junction box. We'll go over that in a little bit. And then this guy here is the X50A fuse block, which is under the hood. And so for those of you that have 2014 or early 2015 trucks that want to add towing mirrors, we're going to go over how to install the jumper harness. The instructions are kind of confusing as far as where you need to land these circuits. So I went ahead and I pulled out the X61A junction box and the fuse blocks to kind of show you guys how this works. So here we go. So basically when you get the jumper harness, it's going to come in two pieces. You're going to get this big wire loom right here that's going to have all these pre-terminated terminals. As you can see there, if I can focus in here a little bit for you, pre-terminated terminals that will essentially land in that body side connector. And this harness will cover the driver's side and the passenger side. So as you uncoil this, you'll see that the side with the pigtails on it is going to be the driver's side. So this will go to your driver's side connector. And then these guys down here are the connections that are going to be made inside the BCM, the X61, and then the fuse block under the hood. Okay. And then the opposite side here is going to be the side that's going to connect to the passenger door connector. If you notice the color schemes on here, you're going to have a blue, violet, and white wire. And on the passenger side, you'll have a green, violet, and white wire. If I recall, the white wire is your cargo lamp, the purple wire is your park lamp, and then the green wire is your turn signal. And on the driver's side, you've got the same color scheme, except the blue wire will be your turn signal for the left side turn signal, purple wire your park lamps, and then the white wire will be your cargo lamps. So let me set the phone down here for a second and we'll get set up and we'll go over the connections in detail. Alright guys, just wanted to show you the quick detail here on how to land the pre-terminated terminals into the body side X500 connector. A couple of things to note is the instruction manual will tell you to remove the connector from the door hinge and actually bring it into the footwell so that you can make the landing easier for you. The pink slot there, according to the instruction manual, is called a TPA, Terminal Position Assurance. It's basically a lock that keeps the terminals in, and you need to release that so you can insert the terminal. One thing to note, when you are inserting these terminals, be absolutely certain that you are inserting it into the correct slot. Without the appropriate tools, it'll be very hard to take this out if you put it in the wrong slot. So as you can see here, I'm zoomed in, each terminal will have these ears that flare out, and that basically locks it into place once it's inserted. So unless you've got the special tools that will depress those ears, you're going to have a very hard time getting those out. And the terminal removal tool will be inserted into those empty slots where the pins would be to essentially push down on those guys. So you'll want to take a flathead screwdriver and push up on that slot there, and it'll raise up on this top end, and once you've done that, you'll be able to insert the terminal. And so what you're going to want to look for here is location number 9. So you can see there 9, 11, and 41. Number 9 and 11 will be your cargo lamps and your park lamps. Number 41 will be your turn signal. Now it's going to come with all 3 circuits, and you might find that your turn signal number 41 is already present. If that's the case, the instructions manual say to tape it back and tape it off or zip tie it and do not insert it. So 9, 11, and 41, you can see they're numbered on the front. They're also numbered on the back. If I can zoom in here for you. There you go. So 9, 11, and 41. Be absolutely certain. Once you're done and you've inserted all 3 or 2 terminals, whatever terminals are missing, you want to push that guy down to lock it in place. Okay. Once you've got that side done, you can take your 500 connector, finagle it back with some patience into the cavity and into the door, and it will basically go, the bottom will go in first, followed by the 2 retaining tabs up at the top. It basically goes in and pushed forward, and that will lock it in place, landing those circuits there. You're going to follow the same instructions for the passenger side. You've got your 3 terminals. The only thing different here is your green wire is your turn signal versus your driver side will be your blue wire. So you've got left and right turn signals. Now once you've got that part done, will come the fun part. So you're going to have some wires here. Again, your blue wire being your turn signal, your green wire being your right-hand turn signal, your white is your cargo lamp, and then your violet is your park lamp. Now these actually land in different places, okay? If you go through the actual instruction manual, the turn signals will actually land in the BCM. So essentially what the instruction manual will tell you to do is it'll ask you to locate the corresponding pin, remove the pin, and basically insert this guy in its place. And basically once you've done that, the instructions will say to cut off the terminal that you removed and basically strip the wire, insert it into the butt splice, and crimp. So you're removing the existing turn signal, landing the new turn signal, and then taking the turn signal you removed, cutting the end off, and splicing into the butt splice. So passenger side and then your driver's side. For the cargo lamp, you're going to be doing the same thing. It's the same concept. You're going to remove the existing terminal, land the new terminal, and then the terminal you remove, you'll cut off the end in, strip, and then insert and splice. Now this guy is going to be landing in your X61A junction box. Now this is going to be underneath your dash. This is going to be essentially next to the emergency brake pedal. This is going to be a pain in the butt to get to as well. You're going to want to remove these 3 10 millimeter bolts with a socket. These 2 will be easily accessible. You're going to want to remove the top cover to get better access to that 3rd screw, and you basically lift these tabs up. And on the left side, your e-brake is going to be right here, so you're going to have a hard time. If you take these 2 bolts out, you can move this over a little bit to get to that left side clip. So take the cover off, and you're going to be exposed to the connections for the X61. You're going to have a connector here, a connector here, you'll have a connector here and a connector here. If you're using an upfitter for other stuff, you may have a connector here. So you want to basically unclip these connectors, take them off. There's going to be another green connector down here, so you want to unclip that, and there's going to be a wiring harness that kind of runs along the edge. Pull that out, and that will essentially allow you to pull this, turn it upside down, and remove these two connectors. So when you're following the instructions, you're going to take that pigtail with the white and you're going to be landing it on one of these two connections. I don't recall which one it is, but you're going to basically follow the instructions, pull the connector out, unhank the corresponding connector, insert the new one, and then the one that you took out, you're going to cut off, strip, and splice into the butt connector. And that's how you're going to land your circuit for your cargo lamp. Now for the park lamp circuit, unfortunately there isn't a spot in the truck where you can tap that signal properly. Now there are some other modifications or workarounds, but if you want to follow the actual manual, the purple wire is going to be your park lamp. That's going to go through the firewall, into the hood, into that guy right there, and essentially you're going to be following the same thing. So let's see if I can grab this here. So this is going to be the harness, or this part here that's kind of by itself, this purple set. And same concept, you're going to have your purple wire with the pre-terminated lead and then your butt splice. So again, remove the connector that's under the hood, insert this one. The connector you remove, you're going to cut the end off and splice it into here, and this guy runs through the firewall, and it's going to basically splice into the purple harness, or the purple wire in the main harness. And that's how you get your park lamp circuit. So you've got three different circuits you're running. You're running your turn signal, your cargo lamp, and your park lamp. All three land in different spots. So there's spot one, your X61 junction box, X50A fuse block, and then underneath your BCM. So here is the X50A fuse block under the hood. This is where we are to tap the park lamp circuit. Unfortunately, this is the only park lamp circuit that we can tap into under the hood. There is not a park lamp circuit under or inside the cabin that is easier to get to. And to take this cover out, you're going to want to remove these tabs, and we'll start with the top cover. When you have the top cover off, you're going to want to then lift up these handles, and to do that there's going to be a retainer clip here on each side. So you just want to release that retainer clip and lift up. Do the same on the other side. You'll want to do that 4 times here. So there's your retainer clip right there. And on the other side. And once you get the retainer clips up, this whole fuse block will just lift up. And the whole thing pops out. All right, once you've got the fuse block off and you've taken off the negative battery terminal lead there, the whole block will come off, giving you easier access to your connectors. This is the connector you're gonna want to get to. And so this connector has a retainer clip back here. You push that retainer clip in, and the whole connector slides backwards like so, and it comes right off. So you're going to want to basically take this back housing off, and that'll expose the back side of the connector, and you're going to want to follow the instructions and land your connector on the K6 cavity, one of these cavities here. Just follow the instructions on the location. And once you've got that landed, then you want to just go ahead and put it back in, slide it forward, and then replace or reinstall your fuse block. One of the things I wanted to point out when wanting to land the circuit on this connector here is that this back housing needs to come off. And so you just want to take a flathead screwdriver and pry the outsides out so that it'll allow you to pop this guy out. So you can kind of see it's notched here at the bottom, so you want to start on the opposite end, pry out towards you, and it'll release this connector all the way around. So once you've got that taken off, you'll see that you've got access to the back to insert. Now on this style connector, I believe the blue front face is your terminal position assurance, so your lock connector. I believe you need to pry that out to have access to insert your terminal. So I'm going to pry that out real quick just to double check. I'll be right back. So actually on the bottom of this connector you can see there's a retainer clip here that you'd have to unclip and remove. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. Be right back. Alright, so I was able to remove the terminal position assurance clip or faceplate, if you will. This is the piece that will prevent you from inserting your terminal. So this piece does just work itself out once you release the clip here at the bottom. Just be very careful. This clip can break. I have broken these clips off of another connector in the truck, so just use caution as you're removing it. Once you have that removed, that'll give you access to insert your terminal on the back side. And I believe that purple wire right there is the wire that you'll want to be inserting. So obviously with my truck it's already here. If you are missing that wire, then you will want to proceed with inserting it. So once you have that in there, you want to go ahead and put everything back in the reverse operation, and then replace or reinstall your fuse block. Now the fuse block has a special groove on the handle. So it's this two-stage groove that you want to get in, slide in, and then the whole thing locks into place. Alright, so I've got this thing situated now, and again it's a two-stage lever system, so you got to push the lever back and then forward, and it locks into place. Same thing on the other side. And then replace your cover. And that should do it. Once you've landed, your terminal, and then you've butt spliced, you're going to want to take the other end of your wire and run it through your firewall, through that port right there. Alright guys, once you've got that park lamp circuit ran from under the hood in through the firewall, you're going to be left with this purple wire. And again, in your pigtail setup, you're going to want to take that purple wire and land it right here into that purple wire, and that will complete your park lamp circuit. So I hope this video helps you out with installing the RZY harness. If you have any questions, let me know. As you can see, this isn't simple, so I just wanted to make this video to show the amount of work required behind adding this harness should you need it. Again, that part number is 2338-7134. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks guys, see ya.